Sorel is usually our go-to when we need to be close to Hobart Airport. It's one of the closest official camps we know, and in the past we've actually really liked staying here. But pulling in this time, it felt a little different. If you're new here, my name is Sandy and my husband and I live in our Sprinter van travelling Australia. It's the tail end of summer here in Tasmania, and you can definitely tell the season's taken its toll. The grass is looking tired and a few sites are a bit worn out. And overall, it just feels like it's ready for a breather. I guess after months of campers coming and going and being one of the only camps near Hobart, it starts to look a little bit worse for wear. I mean, it's not terrible, it just needs a bit of TLC, I guess. Sometimes that's just the way it is though. Not every stop is picture perfect. Sometimes you get the glossy brochure version, and sometimes you get the end of season reality. Good morning, everyone. Yes, we're at Sorel. It's a bit of a dust bowl out there. I used to like it here. Like, it was a very handy spot. You know, you have everything you need down at Sorel itself. But this summer of Tassie has really taken its toll on the campsites. It's just, I don't know whether people are getting more disrespectful or is it just too many of us down here in summer.
I think there's a little bit of each, really.
Yeah, we turned up yesterday afternoon late and we just drove. There's an overflow car park over there. We thought, oh, maybe that might be nicer because it's sort of next to an oval. We drove around it. We're just like, no, I'd rather sit in the dust bowl. This is how bad. I'd rather sit in the dust bowl. Here, you cold, mate. Oh, he doesn't know how to tuck himself in. Yeah, so we would rather sit in the dust bowl of the main area than go out there. It's just, I don't know what it is.
It's at its worst because it's the end of the season.
Yeah.
As soon as it calms down, a bit of rain comes along.
Good morning, Tim.
And it regenerates itself, and it's had time.
Yeah.
You know, I think they struggle to keep it clean because there's so much traffic coming through all the time. So
yeah.
It's like those big festivals. You get this big mass of rubbish.
Yeah,
and everything.
true.
They clean it all up, and it's back to normal again. So
yeah.
I think it's the end of the season, and you're getting that last burst of people coming through. I think just before they all go back to the mainland.
Yeah, we're sitting here going, we can't wait till May. Because, if you don't know, actually, you probably don't know, we're planning to stay here for an entire year. Because we've got that national park pass, national park, it's a Parks and Wildlife permit, we may as well stay for the year and film what we can. Once everyone leaves, I think we'll do those more popular spots. I know it's going to be cold, but we love it. I love doing things in the downtime, in the colder weather, and I can also hear saying, but everything's shut.
Not everything.
Not everything. And we actually I like turning up and having that eerie feeling where, you know, it once was buzzing and now it's not. And I love all that. So stick with us in Tassie because it's going to be an excellent winter. But today, I'm getting ready to go to Brisbane to swelter in the heat up there. Heat and rain, I think they've got up there.
Yep, hot and wet.
Hot and wet. Now this site, I'm almost ready now for my trip. This site used to be, it was only $15 a night. I think they put it up. I'm just going to go check now so we can pay. But I think they put it up to $17. There is a deal if you stay for 3 nights or something. You get cheaper? Not sure. Let's have a look here. That's not too bad actually. $47 for 5 nights or $16 for 1. Not too bad. I thought it was a bit more expensive, so I thought they put it up way more than that. Not bad. It's like, I'm only going for 3 days, but I've got like a full bag. I've got check-in and everything, but I think like I like taking things like my little cup. I've got a thermal cup for coffee, and I've got the AG1 bottle, and I've got just,
that's why it's nice having
and
a
all
van.
the
You have
camera
everything
equipment
with you.
I've got all the camera equipment. So I've got, you know, the holder for the phone. I've got the mics. I've got the laptop.
And it's all its chargers.
I've got to take a full studio with me. Plus I've got to take all the dental stuff with me, like all the cases and all the stuff for my teeth, because that's what I'm going for. And yeah, it's just, oh yes, I need this. Oh, I need cables for this. Oh, I need my watch charger. Oh, I need. It's like, oh
Seems
my
a
days. Mission. All right, let's head off to the airport. It's gonna be weird without me here, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be.
All right, see if you can guess what Tim's gonna say right now.
Quiet.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was waiting for it.
No, it's going to be weird.
Thanks.
It's going to be weird not having you around.
You can do whatever you please, eh?
Well, not really. I've got to look after the wee man, keep him alive for you.
One different thing is that I've booked a flight back to Lonnie. This was booked ages ago because it was cheaper, so you're gonna have to travel back up the way.
That's all right, because that fits in with my travel plans, and I can, plan my filming over the next 3 days
Yeah.
over where I'm going. So, yeah, I think. Although it's chilly this morning, it's actually forecast to be warm again. So I think I might head up into the mountains with the wee man.
Yeah.
And it's also a good place to stop off and do stuff on the van without being pestered by the public.
Yeah, it's
So
a good
to speak.
spot. And you've got that shed there, so if you need anything, they're really helpful up there, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're very, very helpful, especially when we had that little breakdown last night.
Yeah.
And we haven't been up there for a while. So.
Yeah. It's due a visit, eh?
Yeah.
I don't want to forget something.
Feels like you need your passport, but you don't.
I know, it feels like I need my passport, doesn't it? You said it was chilly out there, did you?
Yeah, it's a little bit chill. You'll probably be alright in the airport.
See what I mean with all my stuff? I'm only going for 4 days. But it's just,
4 days in Peru by the looks of it.
yeah, I'm going hiking up the mountains. Alright, see you later.
See you, babe. Take care.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. I'll see you in a second.
Just right there. Airport's the other way.
Where's everyone? It looks like it's that way.
Just that way.
See everyone. And then there was just you and I. I think you get here early enough and then there's still a line up to bag drop. Checked in and everything. Standard. Round to security. Wow, this is fancy. I don't know about you guys, but I like to go to the gate first and check to see if it exists, Isn't that what you do? Gate 4 exists. We're good. I might get a coffee. I would get a coffee. The line is way too long. I was looking for a quiet bit of the airport, and I think I've actually found one. There's gate 6, which is nobody here. It's through a little alleyway, and that's really quiet. I might just a little bit of background noise here. I just wanted to say, guys, some people that we've met while we're doing the Big Lap have said, "Oh, we can't do the lap yet. We can't travel yet because we still have, things at home we need to be, like events we need to go to, or there's, the big parties people want to go to, or there's appointments or stuff like that you need to go to." Sorry, I had someone walk straight over to me, even though no one's around. Someone came over. We've met some people on our rounds and saying they can't go. They've got commitments, family commitments, or they have appointments to go to and stuff like that, like dental or hospital or anything like that. If you are able to fly, guys, do what I do. I fly home. I needed to get my aligners for my teeth. I wanted to have straighter teeth. So I just found somebody that could actually do that without having to adjust my teeth all the time. There's someone else here. I thought this was quiet. So the dental place I chose, especially aligners, I'm able to fly back in. They only need to see me 3 or 4 times during an 18-month period. and I can fly home. Even if you've got some big event, like there's a 50th or a 60th you want to go to, you can fly. You don't need to wait. You can actually fly back for those things. Of course, this is only subject to if you can actually fly. So if you've got hospital appointments, you have to check with your doctor to make sure you can actually go on flights and stuff. But yes, you can put your van in airport parking. It's actually quite cheap. We've done that a couple of times. When we went to Japan, we put our van in parking for I think we went for 6 weeks, at least 4 to 6 weeks. And it was pretty affordable for that time. I think it was only about $200 or something like that for that entire time. 200 or 300, I think. But for the amount of time we're away, perfect. I'm lucky enough that Tim has stayed behind and he's looking after Pablo. But if it was a case where I had to fly back and Tim was working for an appointment or anything like that, I can leave Pablo with mad paws. I can put the van in the airport for a couple of days and I can still do that. You still have that flexibility. With the price of the flights, if you book in advance, I can get from Lonnie to Brisbane for $200 return, but you really have to organise that way in advance. So you know when your appointment's going to be, or you know when that event is going to be. Just book it way in advance. I looked at these ones actually, the ones I've got right now, and oh my gosh, last minute, if you'd booked them last minute, it's like $250 one way. I got these real cheap ages ago because I knew I was coming back in this exact time. So yeah, it's a lot of planning, but it can be done if you want to be back for those certain moments. So don't let it put you off. That's all I'm saying. It can all be done, obviously, as the finance allows. But if you're planning ahead, you can get some great deals. I might just stay here until all those no announcements back here. So I've got to keep an eye on the time myself.
Way back when, for the grown-up phase, we're one best friend. It was easy going wrong. Life was anything but fair, but somehow we didn't care. Way back then, we saw all the movies on a big screen when we couldn't afford to pay the price. We snuck in through the back, hearts racing as the lights went black. Hold up, when did we grow up?
As you can see, meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're in Maena, and it is an absolutely beautiful afternoon here, as most days are here. I'm not sure it's going to be quite the same in winter, but the thing that Sandy's been talking about, you know, you don't have to restrict yourself to, you know, with travel and having to not go anywhere because you've got appointments and stuff. You can always fly back. You can always fly back and see family any time of the year. You know, flights are very cheap all over Australia now, domestic. And if you obviously book far enough in advance, you're going to save more money that way. Another thing is like, if you're on the road and you're worried about making money, because I know there's a lot of you out there that are doing that as well, you don't actually have to make money on the road. You can do, I've met several travellers that they do FIFO work, similar to myself. They go off for a couple of weeks, they leave their van locked up in a secure car park at the airport, they fly out, they make their money, they come back and they carry on travelling. And you can do that from anywhere in Australia. I've flown to work from Tassie, from Lonnie, from Hobart, from Adelaide, from Sydney. I've flown from Newcastle. You know, if there's a big enough airport that gets me back to Brisbane, then that's what I'll do. I'll get that way, or I'll just plan my travel plans around that, and then get there. And then I tell my work where I can work. They book me in a block of work. It's a bit quiet at the moment, but work has just recently come in, so that's all good. And yeah, it's just another way of doing it. You can also get contract work at different places as well, I'm sure, depending on your profession. Been up to work in Brisbane, actually in Cairns, and we were travelling that way at the time, so it was perfect. I got, didn't have to travel anywhere. So I could explore the area on my weekends and on my days off, and Sandy was nearby and I got to go home every night, so that's a win-win as well. So don't put your travel plans on hold because you don't think you can work, or you can still keep your job. You can ask your employer as well. Sometimes they'll be quite accommodating, especially if you work from home anyway. What's the difference when you're travelling? So lots of different options out there for earning money, and get out there and get travelling. Go out and live that life. I forgot to mention my vocation, because a lot of people do ask that. What do I do when I go away and work away? I actually work as a protection officer, as a contractor for Queensland Rail. So I get to work all over North Queensland. And practically I'm out there to stop people getting run over by trains. That's pretty much the down low of the job. So, but it pays enough for me to stay on the road and continue this lifestyle. YouTube pays a little bit, but it doesn't pay enough, and we do have to work. So tomorrow I'll be here at Maina. Come and join me. I've got a few things to do on the van. I'm actually trying to winterize the van now, ready for when we're here during the winter in the snows. And I've had some useful tips from some of our subscribers, and I'm going to put those into action. And we'll see what tomorrow brings.
So an ode of saving money, we're catching a train to my mum's. Wow, I almost missed my stop off. I meant to swap trains at a station. Almost didn't hop off the train. I was sitting there looking out the window, just relaxing. Next minute I heard Eagle Junction. I'm like, oh, that's me! Jump off real quick. So I've got one more train, guys, and then I am going to walk to my mum's. So I will leave you there. Thanks for coming along with me today. It's actually really weird because I texted him saying I've landed, and he said he's made it to Maina. But okay, so it took you the same amount of time to drive from Hobart to Maina than it did for me to fly from Hobart to Brisbane. Very strange, and it's a very, very small world these days, so you can get anywhere you want and pretty quickly. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, actually, I won't see you tomorrow. You'll see Tim tomorrow. I'll see you in 3 days. Bye.